It's Bob and Tom This Week, starring Chick McGee, Christy Lee, Josh Arnold, Ace Cosby, Pat Godwin, Willie Griswold, and Tom Griswold.
Our guest is a brilliant musician and a wonderful guy, and one of my favorite human beings, who happens to also have the birthday of April 22nd.
Oh,
yes, he is.
Right. Yes,
he is Peter Frampton. Hello, Mr. Frampton, sir.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. I feel like I'm kind of a friend because I listened to your book in audio form, and you took the time and trouble to actually narrate it, so you were in my head for a dozen hours plus.
Yes. Yeah, for me, it was, by the way, do we need masks on Zoom?
I think we're okay.
Okay.
You're far enough away, I think.
Yeah, I dare go, do you feel like a mask?
Well, the other thing is, I've got the latest prototype Mac, and it does now have smell-o-vision. So,
oh, boy. I'm going to put mine on then.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Before we get to anything interesting, I'm sure that you get recognized all the time when you're on tour and you go down to have some breakfast. Does the waiter say, "Do you feel like a sausage"? do they
make that joke
have to
all day?
incorporate one of those great lines?
Yeah, no, but they know I'm vegetarian, so they would never say that.
Yes, yeah, I know that as well. Now, here's a question you probably don't want to answer: are we over with the cigarettes? Are they done?
Oh, cigarettes, gone. Many, many years. Okay. I was 42 when I got rid of those.
Okay, because I noticed on the cover of the album, it's a very hairy Mr. Frampton with a cigarette looking pensive off the cover.
You mean the book?
The book, excuse me, the book. Yeah,
It was a photo from the, I guess, either the Oakland or the San Francisco paper at the time we did that Day on the Green, which was, I think, the one in 75, maybe, before the live album came out. And I'd never seen those shots before. So we were looking for something that was from that period, but that no one had ever seen before. So I said, well, that's definitely one. And then, of course, everyone said, well, you can't have the cigarette. I said, well, it'll look weird if we Photoshop out the cigarette.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's rock and roll, for Christ's sake. It's history. We all smoked, It was wrong, but we didn't know that.
Yeah, I love the book. Your story is a great story, and I'm not going to make you retell tons of it. There were a couple of interesting things. Your dad was an artist. I thought there was a really funny moment. Your father was a teacher, and among his students was a young David Jones, David Bowie. You tell a story of going to some party, and there are all these hip people there, and Bowie runs over to your dad to hang.
Yeah, it was backstage at the announcement in New York. I think it was the Cat Club, when we announced the Glass Spider tour, and we did half press conference and half performance, 4 or 5 numbers. And my parents came because, David knew them both for years. So after the show, we're backstage, and I'm talking to Mom, and I said, where's Dad? She said, oh, I don't know. He went off with David somewhere. So they had a great relationship, my father and David, from way back, when my dad realized that he was pretty special creatively in the arts, let alone music,
Yeah. Do you have any of your dad's paintings?
I have. He would never paint something. He was a pen and ink guy. So he did illustration kind of thing. He did paint as well, but his forte was pen and ink, and phenomenal stuff he would do. But I had to force him in later life to actually do me one, do one for me. And then, of course, he would never sign it because he said, no one needs to know who did this. Oh. So he was very, very modest man. And I cherish what I have. I have a sketch, and then I have a full pen and ink painting.
We're speaking with Peter Frampton, and Peter's book, something that I read a while back, was fantastic. But Pete, let's talk about Peter. Let's talk about what's happening now. A new record. What's it called? What's it going to be like?
Well, it's instrumental, and so it's called Frampton Forgets the Words. So
That's a pretty good title.
This is not your first instrumental album.
No, it's not. No, but I have to give credit to Gordon Kennedy, my writing partner, because we were thinking about titles for the first one, which ended up being Fingerprints, and but I said we can't forget that title. Frampton Forgets the Words. It's but the first one I wanted to be a little bit more serious. Yeah, we saved it. I saved it.
Okay, and there was a Grammy involved in that other one, I believe.
Yes, there was. That was a big surprise, and very welcome. Awards are weird. It doesn't matter whether it's the Hall of Fame, it's a Grammy, it's an Oscar, it's a this, but who says that? Like even in the Oscars, you see there's 5 incredible actors, incredible performances, and how do you choose the best? They're obviously in that category because they're all so phenomenal at what they do, So I'm not big on awards, but I like the Grammy.
Yeah, as I recall, you said something like you were nominated once as a rock star, but you were glad to win as a musician. Something to that effect, yeah.
And I also said I think I never got a Grammy before until I stopped singing. So.
Well, one of the sort of themes of the book is that your friend David Bowie, in a way, saved you by signing you on as a sideman on the Glass Spider tour. And
go ahead.
How much singing did you do on that? Did you step up and do a tune of your own? I'm trying to remember.
No, David. It wasn't about me at all. It was me, the hired gun, basically. David, I sang one song. I split I split the vocal with David. I sang the chorus, he sang the verses. And I did a tiny bit of backup vocal, but I said to David at rehearsals, there's enough people here to do backgrounds. I'd really just prefer to concentrate on playing guitar for you. And he said, fine.
Okay. On the new album, are the songs, I haven't heard it yet, so are the songs covers? Are they originals, instrumentals? What do we have?
They're all covers because I was able to, right before the finale tour, we recorded 3.5 albums in about a 3-month period. All blues. This one, there's another blues album, whole other blues album, mixed and ready to go at some point. But we wanted to change it up a little. Then we did the Frampton Forgets the Words, instrumental, and that was, again, it was all my band. So all blues, the other blues record, and this album is the Peter Frampton Band, because I just said to everybody, make lists of your favorite songs for the blues, your favorite songs for the instrumental record. And so it was an amalgamation of camaraderie there. And it was so great to come straight off the road from the Steve Miller, 2 summers with Steve Miller, take about 9 days off, go into the studio, and we were well-oiled. So I think we did close to 60 blues tracks.
Oh, great.
And they're all live, singing live, playing live. So it was back to the old days. And the instrumental record, there's only a couple, I think, where I had to lay down acoustic first without playing the lead on the live session. But 90%, 85%, say, of Forgets the Words is me playing live as we're doing the track.
Once again, our guest is Peter Frampton. If you're watching the video version of this, that's quite clear. Are you going to be able to tour again at all? I know that you were kind of doing a final thing in between COVID, and I know you've got a very serious situation with your health. What are the odds of another couple shows?
Obviously, that's what I feel I was put on the earth for, was to be on the road. You know, it's my safe place, and I enjoy it the most. I enjoy all the other facets of what I do, but the payoff to me has always been going on the road and communicating with the audience with the material. And so we all have a couple of clocks right now running. We have our life clocks and we have our COVID clock. Mm-hmm. And then I have what I call my IBM clock, which is how long are my muscles going to be strong enough to play in my hands and arms. And so the longer the COVID clock runs and we can't play, then it affects my IBM clock.
And can you explain IBM? It's the nature of the illness.
Yes, it's inclusion body myositis, and it's a very, very rare autoimmune. It basically attacks your body. Your body attacks certain muscles in the body. It chooses the arms, the hands, and the quads in the legs. And so it's very slow moving, and I'm very optimistic. Obviously, I'm going to keep playing or writing, whatever, as long as I can. But it's, that's always at the back of your mind. I wonder if I'm going to be able to play tomorrow what I could play today. And it's starting to affect my hands. Okay. So
wherever you are, I'm going to fly out to see another live Peter Frampton show, I can assure you.
Well, I want to, nothing would please me more than to be able to go back out and finish the finale tour. We had Europe booked already, that had to cancel, but so did everybody else. And you know, there's good reason for that. And we're all in the same boat. So I'm not complaining. I'm just biding my time.
Yeah. If you do go out, do you think you'll play any Humble Pie stuff?
Oh, yes. Why wouldn't I? No, you can't. I can't leave the stage without doing some pie stuff. It's the audience just love it. So, and what we do too, because it's like, we really let it out.
Every time I speak with Mr. Frampton, I insist on doing my Steve Marriott impression. It's very short.
Okay.
We go home on Monday.
From the album. The live album.
This time it's been a gas. It's really been a gas. So sorry. I couldn't get through an interview without doing that.
It's okay. It's no better than last time.
Yeah, thank you. There's a famous photograph of Hyde Park with all these people in it. I think it's inside the Grand Funk album or something, but I was there. Hyde Park, London, Humble Pie. It was this gigantic day, and I, for some reason, was about 20 feet from the stage watching you guys. What an amazing moment. Had to be great for you to be kind of back home and looking at this sea of people, like London's version of Woodstock.
Yes, and in fact, those photos of Humble Pie are in the center of the Gatefold double album, Rockin' the Fillmore. So, that's where you saw them. And I've got loads of shots from that day. It was a very triumphant day for Humble Pie because we had been touring with Grand Funk in America, I believe, way before that. We were at a point in our musical connection as players. We knew exactly what we were doing. We didn't talk about it anymore. It was just, we went for it. And we built up an incredible following in the States and in England. And so coming back, we weren't quite sure what our following was like in England, but we came back and that was just, oh my goodness. The crowd just went bananas. And, we were... many people like yourselves have said that's one of the best concerts they've been to.
Yeah, Peter Frampton is our guest. I noticed when I was watching the Super Bowl how many sort of what would be termed classic rock songs, or just great songs, ended up in commercials. Do you control the rights to all your stuff so you can prevent a company from coming out with the song "Do You Feel Like a Frankfurter" or whatever?
Yes. No, I do. I do control, and I can say, it's the ones when they want to change the words, and I don't like that. So, either use the song. I mean, we had the rice commercial with kids singing "Show Me the Way," which I thought was very sweet. And I like that very, very much. But some, others have been suggested where there are lyric changes and, I don't want to be involved in toilet paper. You know what I mean? So I really don't want that. Show me the way to a new role or something. I don't know.
Baby, I love your wipe.
Exactly.
This is exactly what he doesn't want to do. You see, thank you.
Trying to avoid that.
Peter Frampton's book is called "Do You Feel Like I Do?" It's a wonderful story. There's of course the famous story about the guitar that's very, very complicated and has a very happy ending, and Peter's life is fascinating. One of my other favorite moments, if you don't mind my saying, was you were just a kid and you were on TV, and David Jones, who would become David Bowie, was at home going, "How? Wait a minute, this kid's what's he doing on TV?" You actually beat him to the tube.
Yeah, I did. He actually said, "That's Peter. What's he doing on TV? Shouldn't he be at school?"
You were like a 16-year-old star, right? A teen star.
Yeah, that was Top of the Pops, yeah.
There was another story in there, I think it was in there, maybe I read it somewhere else, that when the Rolling Stones were looking to replace Mick Taylor, supposedly 3 names came up, and one of them was Mr. Frampton. And the version was that he's too good looking to be a Rolling Stone. But it turns out that I never knew this, that Bill Wyman of the Stones, who is by all accounts, my sister knows him. He's like the greatest guy on earth. He's such a cool, nice person.
Yes. Right.
And he was so helpful to you.
Yes. I mean, from the band that I first recorded with Bill being the producer and the manager, basically, the Preachers, he took us into the studio because the drummer, Tony Chapman, had been the very first drummer of the early Rolling Stones, and introduced Bill into the band. And then apparently, obviously, Tony was replaced by Charlie. So Bill always thought he knew he owed Tony big time. And so he said, "Look, when you get a band together, I'll help you produce it. And don't worry, I'll put some money into it, whatever." And so the first time we go up, I'm 14 and the rest of the band are probably like 18, 19, 20 maybe. And we get in this awful old Austin van, rusty old thing with the gear in the back, and we left the front passenger seat for the Rolling Stone, and we picked him up. He was living over a gas station at the time on the way up to London. He gets in and there's all like, "We've got a Rolling Stone in the front seat," so it was very, very exciting. Then we get up to the studio and we started recording this single that Bill had suggested we do. And from that, we ended up on Ready, Steady, Go, which was renamed for 1 week Ready, Steady, Stones. And they took it over, and Bill chose us to be his guest on each Stone had their own guest performer.
That's nice. So too handsome to be a Rolling Stone. The great Peter Frampton.
I never heard that.
Lastly, Peter, do you have any rock and roll memorabilia?
Well, I guess I have old jackets and things like that I've got a jacket that I used to wear in the Hood. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I mean, do you have not necessarily your stuff? I mean, over the years, did you get like Bowie to sign an album or something and you framed it? And...
You know what? I don't have much of that stuff at all. I mean, you don't think about that when someone's your close friend, "Oh, could you sign this?" So no, I have, "Mum, could you sign this for me?" No, not really. I mean, I have to say that when we did the Frampton's Guitar Circus, the first person that came on board was B.B. King to open for us. Oh my goodness, it's hard to say that, but he did. But he had me come on every night, and he signed a couple of things. There's a great photo of him kissing me on the cheek on stage, and I've got one of those. And then he signed all the band's guitars, and I didn't get mine signed. Why? I don't know.
Okay. Well, Peter, we'll let you go. Mr. Peter Frampton is a legend in the world of rock, a Grammy winner with some new albums on the way out, some blues stuff, and the book is called Do You Feel Like I Do? You can read it or do what I did and have Mr. Frampton read it to me.
Sounds good.
I really enjoyed. Again, it's the performance of it. The writing and the editing was the editing was the most difficult part. So it didn't, because you sit down and you talk and you tape it and then it gets transcribed and then you read it and you go, good Lord, this man is just a rambling idiot. So you have to sit down and edit it. So it sounds like you're actually sitting down and writing it. And so the actual performance, which took 10 days, about 2 to 4 hours a day, went into my studio and then just read it. And I just really enjoyed going through. It was the first time I'd read it in so many, I'd been editing it all this time. And it's the first time I'd read it from beginning to end. I'd done all the work, and because we were able to edit further at that point. And so, no, I really enjoyed it. And I got into it a little bit, did some accents and, you know.
Do other voices. Yeah. And it's terrific. I love the parts where you talk about the creation of the songs and specific concerts and, of course, the live album and the ups and the downs, of which there were many. But we're glad you're up now. So glad you're doing great. And I really hope that the clocks that are running allow you to go back on the road. Yeah. And do you think you will do some stuff in the States? Do you think you'll have time to do a few shows stateside?
If we're going to do, if it's feasible for me physically and obviously safety-wise, I can't imagine we wouldn't.
Okay. Well, we'll be there.
I would love to. We'll
be there. Pat and I flew to London to see the Cream reunion. So if we have to, we may have to fly to London to see Mr. Frampton.
Well, we had. It's funny because, funny and a little bit sad, but only after the lockdown in March, we were supposed to go to Europe and the UK in May, and we had a date. The first date, and we'd all left them in our calendars. So every day your computer comes up and goes, bing, you're supposed to be in Manchester, But when it got to the Albert Hall, that day we all called each other, the whole band and crew went, we want to be in the Albert Hall, so it was sad, but hopefully we'll be able to do it again.
Okay. This story may make you laugh. I'm going to tell you a quick story about the Albert Hall. Pat and I did fly over to see the Cream reunion, and we went to the first show. And I don't know if you happened to see that, if you were there or if you heard about it, but at one point, Ginger Baker was wearing a Cream T-shirt, and he stops the show. And he does a pitch for buying the shirts, and I could sort of see Clapton.
He was not happy. Clapton
was not pleased. And I'm sure Eric did that show to help those two guys. And just to see this T-shirt shill.
Oh, no.
It was really funny.
Uncomfortable funny.
But they, of course, were great, and it was another great rock and roll show. Anyway, Peter Frampton, I don't want you to stretch your voice out too much talking to these two idiots. Wait a minute, that's us. The great Peter Frampton. The book is wonderful. I can't wait to hear these new blues albums. And thanks so much for all the joy and happiness in music.
Instrumental album, though.
Yes.
April 23rd.
There we go.
Frampton Forgets the Words.
Yes, the day after your birthday.
That's right, yeah.
And your next album, Too Pretty for the Stones.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, guys.
You're the
Bye.
best.
Mr. Frampton.
Cheese are on the hamburgers.
Oh, okay. We've got the grill going because it's Omaha Steaks. A special salute to Omaha Steaks today, in honor of Mother's Day, because we're saying, hey, what a great gift for Mother's Day! A box full of burgers and delicious hot dogs, and of course steaks.
That sound you're hearing is actual live grilling.
Do you want to hear the?
It's the meat mic.
Do we have the meat mic on?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not hearing the meat mic.
You don't hear that?
Okay, well, everybody else is.
Everybody else is hearing that.
You know what?
Oh, there it is. There it is. I just heard it. Now, Ace is.
What's going on here?
Ace is outside.
Oh, goodness.
What is this
Ace
suit?
he's dressed as a cow.
Now, see, Josh got a suit.
Uh-huh.
You're getting Pat a suit. I thought it'd be fortuitous to get my own suit because I got that big raise coming. So
Okay.
So now you're dressed as a cow.
You know what? I take back everything I've ever said about you or thought about you. And that thought about it's key.
Is it fair to say that you're a Black Angus?
There we go. There we go.
Steely Dan, Black Cow. That's a great song.
that's
Black
a move.
Angus.
Hey,
Move it on over.
Somebody
Hey, you look great, man.
Somebody get about 1 million pictures of him in the cow outfit. Will you?
Dancing now.
Yeah, he's even doing a little dance.
You know, you guys wanted embarrassing photos. I go the extra mile.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, I noticed you only have one big udder.
Yeah, what's that about?
Well, no, he's a boy cow.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Because,
Oh.
right?
So
I
he's
don't
a
know
bull.
that.
He's a bull.
He's a
got
bull.
horns,
Okay.
right?
Once again, Ace is our engineer.
Oh, he doesn't.
We're humiliating him by putting him out on the front porch.
Oh, he
I
looks
hope he
good.
volunteered for
I
this.
think
I hope he did, too.
Got that
Exactly.
raise coming. It'll pay for everything.
Yeah.
It kicked him up like 10 notches in my mind. He's going to dress up like a cow.
Okay, we've got Jess Hooker out there actually
I like
cooking some burgers
we got
for a
some stuff
delicious
ready?
steak breakfast. We've got double camera action up there.
Yeah, we do.
Go to bobandtom.com/live to see the television action.
And I'm coming back in, bringing food.
Oh,
All right. Oh, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Look at how good he has a tail.
Ace Cosby. Oh, he's bringing in the food. He's shaking his
Oh, my
Angus
goodness. Thank you, Ace.
ass at Ace.
These must be the kielbasa.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Ace.
Oh,
Looking
boy,
forward to
oh,
eating
boy.
that. Christy Lee is in the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom, and she has this update in the world of cookies.
The purported birthplace of the Oreo has gone up for sale. According to the New York Post, the black and white Victorian mansion in Greenwich, Connecticut was
Naturally.
listed last week for $15.9 million.
Wow.
The property is the
Man, that's a
former,
lot of cookies.
Yeah. former vacation home of Adolphus W. Green, the chairman and president of the National Biscuit Company, better known as...
Nabisco.
Thank you, Chick.
This is Vacation Place. It's $15 million.
According to the listing's description, Green was said to have developed both Nabisco's Barnum animal crackers and Oreos at this particular home.
Wow.
It's been renovated extensively, expanded, and modernized, though the exterior looks identical to its original design in 1886.
Some of the softest furniture you'll ever sit on. It's all double stuffed. So what they do is, see, I don't have the Greg on rim shot, so I have to just continue on.
Try it again. Go ahead. I'm ready. I was thinking.
No, you're okay.
No. I hear it comes furnished.
Oh, yeah, it's some of the most comfortable furniture you ever sit on.
Yeah.
It's all double stuffed. See, I didn't have to, I could just let that speak for itself.
You know what's ironic?
What?
This is the Oreo Mansion. Did you keep reading, Christy? It's located in Hyde Park, Connecticut.
Oh, boy, that's, that is ironic.
Yeah, you would think.
Wasn't Hydrox first? Didn't we talk
I
about
forget about this. Is Hyde Park still out there?
Yeah, I think
the
so,
faux
sure.
Oreo.
Yeah, but if Hydrox was first, they've
How
got to be
can it-
going, what the hell?
Right.
What do we have to do?
Can you go on Etsy? Can you still get the hockey puck shaped shredded wheat from Quaker? Is that still being made? I love it.
I don't know.
Probably. It certainly doesn't go stale. That's how it arrives.
I think Jess and Christy look for normal things on
Yeah.
Etsy. Where
Yeah, I
you're
don't-
looking for breakfast cereal.
Breakfast cereal isn't something
That's
people
not,
make as a hobby.
No, but what I got on Etsy is not something people make as a hobby.
Is it
I
edible?
know what it is. You guys don't know what it is?
No, don't ruin it.
What is it?
Don't ruin it.
Tell
You'll
me
ruin
right
it.
now. I'll
Don't
give
ruin
you
it.
$20 if
Don't
you
don't tell them.
right now.
Have you looked at the Oreo house? It is
No,
really
I
cool.
haven't.
Oh, you
I'm
should.
online right now looking at it.
Can you see the pool?
I have to enable the cookies first. Hold on.
Well done.
Look at him go. God. Oh, there he is.
Did you say something? Does it have a pool, Tom?
It's full of milk.
Oh. I'm sorry I went back.
Oh, I'm sorry. The double stuffed furniture hunk. You want to bring that back? Okay, I'll hit the button for you.
So what shredded wheat biscuit do you not like the Post big shredded wheat biscuits?
Don't you get enough fiber?
God.
Are you manufacturing a dinette set out of your ass? What are you doing?
They used to make
can get that on Etsy.
hockey puck shaped thing like shredded wheat, and the store I got it from doesn't have it anymore.
You remember
Well,
that?
Post still makes them because you can buy them. The
He'd put
original
it-
big biscuit, they call it.
Oh,
You put it in the bag, and then hit it with
Okay,
it.
let's move forward here. Do we have anything else?
Yeah, firefighters in Florida rescued ducklings that had gotten trapped in a storm drain. Now, I am reading this verbatim, by the way. In a pun-filled Facebook post,
Yes.
the Iona-McGregor Fire District said firefighters, quote, quacked open the bay doors of their station on Sunday after receiving a call that, quote, a few ducklings waddled too close to a storm drain and fell in. All hands were, quote, on duck to get the babies out
On duck.
after quacking open the storm drain.
Doubling down on that, huh?
Engineer Josh Wright safely plucked out each duckling one by one.
That's when the eagle came down and
No, it didn't.
took the little critter. Oh, no.
You're turning this into a nightmare. This is a happy story. This is a kid's story.
I hope this is the video I saw. I saw a video, but go ahead, Christy.
The department congratulated firefighters on the, quote, excellent rescue and added, quote, there will be no bill for these ducks. It's all in a day's work.
This is getting exhausting.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear
thank
any
you.
more.
Oh, but they're so cute.
Oh, yeah.
Little
course.
ducks.
Ducklings are cute.
They're
They're
so
cute,
sweet.
so they-
The video,
grow up to
my
be
brother
ducks.
John sent this to all the Arnold boys, and we were mad at him for sharing. So a duck and is being followed by like 8 ducklings, and it walks over a grate in a yard. So it's like a drainage grate, and the last duck in line falls down into the grate. So the mama duck senses this, walks back to see what happened. And as the mama duck walks over the grate, the other baby, all of the babies fall in.
She knew what she was doing.
No, and then the duck frantically circles the grate quacking because it's so sad that all of its children are now in this.
Did they get them out?
I hope, because there was somebody filming it. It was like cell phone footage. So I hope they eventually got them out.
No, they just stood there and waited. No, God.
Well, the ducks waited.
Yeah, they waited.
Thank you very much.
The duck waited. Oh, my God.
That's the hardest part, the waiting.
Yeah, of course.
A duck
Just ask
singing
Tom
wait.
Petty.
If there's not a video of a duck singing, the waiting is the hardest part.
in that voice like this. Okay, well, so we've had
Top 3 ducks. Number 1,
Donald.
Daffy.
Daffy Duck.
Yeah, Daffy.
Daffy.
Donald is not even in my top 3.
What?
Really? That's right.
Ace, you would say Howard, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. I'm with Ace on this one.
Top 3 ducks. Keep going. You got who's your number 2?
Daffy, and then you've got Quackers, and then you've
Who's
got...
Quackers?
Huh?
Who's Quackers?
Quackers is a
His neighbor's duck.
childhood duck that I take care of.
Is there a comedy club called Quackers where they have a duck mascot dressed
My
as
dad
Charlie
had a
Chaplin?
pet duck growing up. His name was Dobie Gillis.
There you go, Tom.
He got hit by a semi.
Yes.
Hooker.
Is this one of Chick's stories? No. It's supposed to be a happy show.
And she is smiling.
That's like a banjo story.
Ear to ear smiling she is.
Hit by a semi.
Yeah.
His
Like right in front of the house.
pet.
Right in front of the...
Right in front of the house.
Duck pate.
Yeah.
For you all to watch and see.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Jess. She's
look at
bringing it
Is
in.
this a birthday steak?
Oh, a birthday steak and potatoes and an apple tartlet from Omaha Steaks.
Oh, there we go.
Do we
Now
get
we're
to
talking.
sing?
Thank you very
Boy,
much.
If you're not at omahasteaks.com putting in keyword BTS, I don't know what you're doing.
Okay, so can I blow out my candle?
You got to make a wish.
Okay.
Why are we all dying?
I got a pink slip. I got a pink slip. No,
Your son?
I didn't want them all to die.
Jose's fine.
Give my things to Sam.
Just you and Ace are living? Jesus.
What's Haywood doing here?
Oh, Todd Snyder too. Wow.
What do you think?
Thank you,
Duke's
Jess.
coming in tomorrow. So.
Yeah.
Now we have.
I don't know what that meant.
Yeah, you'll be dead, Pat. And then you'll become-
Okay. Now, Josh, on Friday when Willie wasn't here, you weighed in with an interesting idea in the wake of the huge news story about Jaleel White,
Right.
the fine actor who.
You say that with such a disdain in your
No, I'm
voice.
just trying to enunciate. I don't know.
Have you
Mr.
ever seen
White.
that show, Family Matters?
I have not. I remember I've seen some of the commercials, and he plays, I guess, would be kind of a geeky guy.
Uber nerd, yeah.
Yeah, but he is now an adult. I do remember that apparently he started as a kid actor, and the show was on for quite some time. Didn't he wear his pants real high and
Yeah,
have big
suspenders.
glasses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as he grew older, they kind of kept him with the silly voice and.
Yeah. Until he became, as Ace has mentioned before, Stefan Urkel, in which case he was a suave, debonair young man. All the ladies loved him.
It was either that or he was going to have a nervous breakdown.
Exactly.
Yeah. But he loved everything.
Yeah.
Right.
And he, but he has his own line of cannabis products, legal marijuana. And they can't call it Purple Urkel because that's apparently already
that's already out there. So he said, I'm going to call mine It's Purple, and people will make the connection.
Mm-hmm. And it's just being released. But you found that there were some others out there that I thought Willie might want to weigh in on.
Oh, sure.
What you got, Josh?
Yeah. I don't know if you realize, Willie, but the lead actress in Lizzie McGuire has her own line of bowls, bongs, and one-hitters called Hillary Puff. I don't know if you're aware. And Soleil Moon Frye, of course, is pushing her own potent strain of weed, Skunky Brewster. That's it's becoming.
Yeah. They're also doing it in cinema now.
Is that right? So you've taken my premise and expanded it a bit.
For example, there's the all-new James Bong.
Oh, how about that?
But and back to television, there's Herb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh,
which is
sure.
And
Larry David's line.
Then
not a child actor at all.
Yeah,
No.
They're not all children.
Like the original.
A whole different, just a title.
And of course, there's the great '50s show that a chick actually referenced earlier, Doobie Gillis.
Oh, okay.
With
Another not children actors there at all.
So he's totally ruining your premise. Is actually what's happening.
Tom just did further research.
Yeah.
But what Tom didn't dig up, Willie, is that Daniel Radcliffe, you know, that Quidditch playing, Voldemort's battling whiz kid. He, of course, has conjured up his own line of weed he calls Harry Pot.
Harry Potter.
Work we're doing? Okay.
Yes. And then there's one named after the Hogwarts house, Huffle Puff Puff and Pass.
Oh, goodness. That's right.
And then did you see the ones where the zombies are all smoking pot?
No, I know I haven't.
Yeah, the Toking Dead.
Okay, all right. You know, Haley Joel Osment, who sees dead people.
Right.
Yeah, he's selling seedless marijuana.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Sixth Sense of Mia.
Wait, I don't know if I get that one.
It's seedless, so it would be sense.
Yeah. I like the Sativa Harvey show. That guy's always funny.
Steve? Sativ, yeah.
And then Barbara Billingsley has, of course, Leave It to Reefer.
Yeah, remember when I did that one Friday?
Yeah, okay. just trying to push this thing forward.
Frankie Muniz.
Oh, yes, what does he have?
He has his own brand of relaxing, therapeutic pot called Malcolm Indica Middle.
That's
right.
Very good.
More of a body high, that one is.
Yes, and Gary Coleman, you know, the late, great Gary Coleman, star of Different Strokes, has a new brand of marijuana called What You Token About Willis. And it's selling well.
That's the best one right there.
Yeah, and then they get to the harder stuff. Chris Rock has Everybody Hates Crystal Meth.
Sure. All right, so we're going down. We're going down. The rules are wide open now.
Everything's out the window.
So child stars, that's the homework for tomorrow. That's what we're doing. Child stars plus weed. Got it.
Everybody hates
different totes.
Crystal Meth.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah.
So
Well, there's the one for kids. I don't think it's even appropriate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's Chronic at night.
That's not bad.
Ron Nickelodeon, I would give you. Yeah. Ron Nick at night, more for adults because it's past bedtime, and they're showing old sitcoms.
Sorry.
Wow.
Chick, you have any?
That was something. No, God,
I know
no.
you're a fan of Harry Pot.
I love Harry Potter. That's my favorite one.
I like that one because you're not working too hard.
That's
right.
It's right there.
Did you ever see Two Toke Girls?
I like Two Toke Girls.
They're passing the reefer. Because I am a gentleman.
Thank you.
Let's see now. Oh, look there. We have Christy Lee right there in the Navy Federal Credit Union newsroom.
Hi, everybody.
And isn't that a pink sweater you have on today?
Me? Yeah.
Is that a titty pink?
What?
Well,
Blush?
T-I-D-Y.
Yeah, that's a color.
It's a color. It's a palette.
Isn't it T-I-D-D-Y?
He said
Is it
that.
two Ds? Yeah, I said titty pink.
Otherwise, it would be tidy.
No.
I like your big blouse.
I have a question. So during the break, did you go take some kind of cannabis suppository?
It's 420, baby.
To what do we owe this sudden good mood and a total lack of professionalism? Oh, well, what am I saying?
What do you know?
You know.
Okay.
Hey, guys.
His handler's here.
I was trying. Chick's handler's here. Jess Hooker.
Emotional support, Jess.
Hi,
Yes.
Jess.
Yes.
I'll save you the trouble. What color is your shirt?
My shirt has some maybe purple stripes on it, I think. Purple and white. Yeah.
Okay.
Varicose.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Purple stripes.
Oh. Well, someone's
veiny.
car is going to get keyed.
Yeah.
I'm so
How's yours,
sorry.
Tom, is it veiny? Is it all veiny?
What?
Like a lot of thick veins?
You got a varicose calf?
What are you talking about?
Hurts when you stand too long?
No.
Have to do jumping jacks on a plane?
Support socks?
Yes, of course. I like to hang upside down on planes. Ace, I would like you to revisit the Ace Cosby joke of the day because it was 420, and I don't think Jess Hooker has heard it. Ladies and gentlemen,
What is this, Make-A-Wish?
I want everyone to participate in this. After the ladies do the quick intro, I want everyone to go, oh. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Well, I'll practice. 3, 2, 1. Oh. Okay, here we go.
Who's that sexy man with a deep voice? Ace Cosby, here he is with his joke of the day.
In honor of 420, why did the cow return to the marijuana field?
Why did the cow return to the marijuana field?
I don't know why.
It was the pot calling the cattle back.
Nice.
Did it.
Yeah, it was tough. You navigated it, though. You got it out.
Yes, it's a good one.
Okay.
It was nerve-wracking there for a minute.
Even though it was only a few seconds, I didn't think you were going to make it.
It is like watching a trapeze artist.
Oh, they dropped it.
Okay.
Words are complicated. You got to get them in the right order.
Oh, yeah.
That happens all the time. There's Chick McGee over there. Josh is sitting at the IHateStevenSinger.com sidekick desk and chair.
Hello.
And,
If you weigh 200 pounds on Earth, you'd weigh 76 pounds on Mars. Did you know that?
a lot of people probably should move there then.
What are you, the ADD Bill Nye?
You can't breathe on Mars, though. It's mostly carbon dioxide.
It's like and the humidity. It's like Miami down there, and I just
it's-
can't. I can't do that.
It might be worse than Miami. It's close.
But they've got good coffee, though.
Sure.
On Mars?
Well, Miami's got great coffee.
And they have good candy bars up there.
Cuban
Oh,
coffee.
very nice.
Mars has great resorts, but there's no.
What just happened?
That was funny.
Ace,
All
Rob,
of a sudden,
Chick.
it's totally worth it. He's here.
Okay, now,
No restaurants, no appetite.
Christy, where were we?
Well, the future of pest control may be beetles
Really?
pee themselves to death.
Now, slow down here. Now, we're not talking about the Fab Four here.
Well, of course not. I said pest control. Why would anybody think that would be a band?
Because when you say the Beatles, people don't think about the critters anymore. They think about the great band, the Beatles, especially on a rock and roll show.
So these beetles will pee themselves to death?
According to scientists, beetles are a major reason, Josh, for the use of pesticides in agriculture. And scientists are trying to develop pest control methods that do not have adverse effects on humans. So researchers at the University of Copenhagen have now discovered which hormones regulate urine formation in beetles, which they say could be used against the bugs to cause them to pee themselves to death.
What a way to go.
Boy.
Wouldn't that be a cool form of capital punishment?
Make yourself pee?
And I mentioned Ace is at the joke of the day desk. And it's no joke because Ace, of course.
Who's that sexy man with a deep voice? Ace Cosby, here he is with his joke of the day.
Speaking of steaks, did you notice on the news yesterday, Secret Service surrounded our president with a bunch of cows?
Really?
Is that right?
Yeah, they wanted to beef up security.
That was Ace Cosby's joke of the day.
Well, that's one way to do it.
That's the Omaha Steaks. Boy, that's kind of a nice special beef joke for our friends at Omaha
Ace
Steaks.
knows what he's doing over there. He often
that's very nice. We are once again going to be grilling some Omaha Steaks for breakfast today.
I think they're on right now.
You could just call it the meat, Mike.
Hi, Jess. Can you hear us?
I can, guys. Hi.
Hi. Oh, my goodness.
You don't have to wear the mask. There's nobody out there.
Well,
yeah, they're actually
What are you
some
gonna
people out here. But no. Actually, I'm going to start with some ground beef burgers and the brats.
Oh,
Yep.
terrific.
And then we're going to hit it, you guys, with some chicken breasts and some pork loin chops.
Oh.
And then we'll finish off with steak. So it's going to be appetite. It's going to be a 3-course meal, all meat.
Holy hell.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Very nice. Well, now, in the meantime, I'll remind you that you might want to get a bunch of meat for Mom for Mother's Day. And again, the idea is that maybe you should cook it. I mean...
Yeah, that would be the
You don't, want to do hey, Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Here's a frozen steak at 9 a.m.
And be sure
fix these
when
up by 5?
When you're cooking this, be sure to make a mess in the kitchen that she has to clean up. I think that makes her feel wanted.
You know what? There are some moms who would say, hey, I'll do the cooking, you do the cleaning.
Sure.
No,
and then
that's
there are
right.
some who will say, do all of it. Yeah, whatever your mother wants.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
And there are those some that say, you're not my child, I hate you. Get out of the house. Yeah.
There are some who say nothing because they're dead.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Ghosts.
Very, very quiet.
Let him keep going.
No, it happens.
Christy, there. This is not going to end well.
Yeah, Mom's
There's the meat mic.
Is the meat mic on? I can hear the meat mic, I think.
Okay, now you can watch this at bobandtom.com/live and watch.
bobandtom.com/live.
What did I say?
Don't let him lead you.
Will you look at that
Listen,
shot?
listen,
Look at that
listen.
shot right there. If you're not, Ace, where can people watch this?
bobandtom.com/live.
Okay.
Hey, if you take those 2 burgers and
Turn that up, Sparky. Let's hear it.
take one of those hot dogs and put it between those 2 burgers.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, look at that.
Now
Juveniles.
the accoutrement a little larger than.
Some big.
Wow, that's why they
boy's got
have
balls
that's
as
why
big
they
as
have
church
Ace do
bells.
the joke of the day. That looks
Can't
familiar.
hear it. Shut up. I want to hear the mic. The
What do you
grill.
mean you
The
can't
magic
hear it?
meat mic.
That's all you can.
Oh yeah,
hear.
there you got the meat mic. There you
It
go.
sounds like it's raining.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does.
It just sounds like static. Okay, good.
You sound like static. I mean, you're right, Tom.
We'd be
Happy
so
birthday.
lucky.
It sure does sound like static.
I'm sorry. Could we move forward, please?